a mess out there.
Yes, it's a mess out there, and it's a mess on many college campuses around the country, particularly those that are called gun-free zones. So we are checking in with Michele Byington from U.S. Law Shield, and of course, she's going to comment on this tweet that went out, "Run, hide, fight. What to do if there's an active shooter." How are you, Michele?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight before I run and hide, because I'm going to try and save some of these others, you know?
Yeah, and that's a personal choice that we all have to make for ourselves. But yeah, this tweet that went out, "Run, hide, fight," it is what everyone should do if they find themselves in some sort of attack like this, whether it be a knife attack like we're seeing unfold in Ohio or an active shooter situation. Run, hide, fight is the proposed method to survive one of these tragedies.
And like you said, it's temperamental, because what I've noticed is that there is a spirit in some of us that sizes up a situation and feels as though there might be an intervention that we could do, whether it's just bringing down the slasher or the shooter, or whether it's shielding other people. And you don't discourage that, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Again, whatever you're comfortable with. I don't want anybody out there who doesn't get out and get training with their handgun, if they choose to carry a handgun, trying to be a hero and end up doing more harm than good. So definitely know your own capabilities. But what is recommended for most people who choose not to go directly to fight is to run. Get out of that area, because they're less targets, less likely that there will be more casualties if the people are able to escape safely. What I've heard many, many law enforcement professionals say is that you run with a purpose. Get out of there. When you get tired, keep running and go a little bit further. Now, if your back is to a corner and you cannot escape, the next option is perhaps hide. Flip over desks. Put chairs against the door, but try to make it a difficult entry for this madman if he is going to successfully enter. Look around. If you're in one of these so-called gun-free zones, look around and see if you can find what could be a weapon. We are surrounded by impromptu weapons, whether it be a phone or a stapler or a letter opener, a computer. Throw those sorts of things at them. And then, of course, many people like yourself are going to choose fight. They have already made that decision that they are going to get in the middle of it and do their best to protect a third party and stop this situation and neutralize the threat. So many of us who do choose to carry a handgun, get training with that handgun so that you are prepared for this unfortunate situation. That is the reality that we live in.
Yeah, and I'm a concealed weapons holder, but that wouldn't have helped me here, because I wouldn't have been allowed to carry my gun in that gun-free zone.
Correct. That's exactly right. And I would, here in Texas, we just passed campus carry, and handguns are now allowed on campuses, on a Texas campus. So this may encourage people to take a look at their own laws and say, hey, do we want law-abiding gun owners able to carry in this sort of situation instead of leaving them as sitting ducks?
Yeah, we've got that on the agenda in our house here in Florida as well. It did not get through the last year, but I think it's going to win this time around, especially with more of these incidents.
Absolutely, and I would advocate that all of your listeners definitely have their voices heard on this issue, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, guns are a highly political tool. It is something that the left continuously tries to demonize, and at the end of the day, a good guy with a gun can neutralize and deter these sorts of threats.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Michele, for coming on today. I appreciate the good advice, and we're going to lobby our congressmen up here in the State House and our state senators to get this bill passed for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. I want to move to Texas, I think. Everything in Texas is ahead of everything.